Hello, welcome to Open Opinions, where we discuss how we feel and how we think about certain things. My name is Becca Mullins, and today we are going to be discussing the issue of COVID-19. I think that everyone listening to this podcast can agree that the coronavirus has taken a lot from us. Kids were separated from their friends, classmates, teachers, and classrooms. College students were sent home from their universities, classes, professors, and parties. Adults had to work from home, becoming full-time parents, and senior citizens had to quarantine themselves away from family, friends, and social gatherings. Hundreds upon thousands of people have passed away, and we have all felt isolated and numb for the past half year. Despite all of this, I do believe that the coronavirus was needed for a lot of people, and a significant amount of positive things have come to fruition in light of the pandemic. Suddenly, anything and everything stopped. No friends, social gatherings, school, work, or assignments. The world stopped turning, and for one moment, everyone was able to sit back and breathe. Not only did every single person get a break, but also every person had a time of self-reflection, self-growth, and self-betterment. COVID was a weed, making the world an ugly, dark place, yet has caused flower after flower to bloom and grow, spreading their light individually. Today we are meeting with my older sister, Bethany Mullins. Bethany, say hello.
Hey.
Alright, so Bethany's a college student, and the pandemic struck during March of her freshman year at Randolph-Macon. And I wanted to hear from you, Bethany, how it has impacted your life in a positive way and what your life would look like had COVID not occurred. What do you like to share?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, to be quite honest, in 2020, my life is completely different than it was in 2019, solely due to the coronavirus. And at first, it was definitely a scary thing, but looking back, it has completely changed my life for the better. For example, I had a roommate and suite mates in a hall in college, and towards the second semester, it got really toxic to the point where I wasn't allowed in my room a lot of the time, and there was a lot of toxic and just not nice things going on, and I literally was thinking to myself, I don't know how I'm going to survive like another semester with these people. And so that took me out of that situation.
How has your career been affected since the coronavirus?
So initially I was working a very small college student job, so I just didn't want to go back into a minimum wage job. So I was applying everywhere and I couldn't find anything, but for some reason coronavirus kept providing me with many opportunities. For example, because we were kicked out of our dorms, I was given $4,000 from my college, which really helped me during that time of not having money. And then there was an opening at a job at a preschool, and I was like, I'm a college student, I definitely do not have time for that. And then all of a sudden, all of my classes at Randolph-Macon went online, and they also did 2 classes at a time for 7 weeks each. So all of a sudden, I had so much room in my schedule to get a high-paying, consistent, and very fulfilling job that actually goes towards something that I'm interested in.
So earlier we were talking about how you were a pre-ministerial student going into the ministry. How has your leadership changed during the coronavirus in the church?
Well, I'm currently a part of 2 congregations. The congregation that I have my main membership at, in which I have my main membership, you better edit that preposition out, in which I have my main membership, we have been really striving to get into the community through technology. We were not technological-based church, and now we are. We provided live streams. We did a drive-in service for probably about 4 or 5 months. I helped lead the music group, one of the music groups that helped out for that group. We also wanted to update our website and our materials, and I am the one who designed the website for the church to get out there. I also created a small group for young adults during this time because a lot of us are feeling alienated since we can't go to college anymore. And so that's been really successful. I'm also a worker at a church called Shiloh Baptist in Ashton, a smaller, mainly African-American Baptist church. During this time, I am the only person who has helped the pastor in any capacity at their church. He's still fully online, and I make videos for the children so that they are not without ministry and without encouragement during this time. And so that's been really exciting. And so throughout this entire experience, I have gotten so much more ministerial experience on more aspects than just like the normal preaching Bible study that I was more comfortable with. I've done all the background stuff, all of the upfront stuff, technological stuff, and so on. So without COVID, I would not be as versed in everything that I plan to do one day.
Beautiful. So you would definitely say that during the coronavirus you have evolved in a lot of aspects.
Yes, positively.
Positively involved. Right. Thank you so much for
You're so welcome
for this interview.
You're so welcome.
Thank you so much for coming on the podcast, Bethany. I definitely agree with you, and I'm so glad to hear what you had to say. I do agree and believe that we have all evolved and grown in individual and beautiful ways. I never want to undermine the toxic effect that the coronavirus has had on the world, but I do believe that it is very important to recognize the beauty that has come from it. I believe that the human cycle is a continuous spinning hamster wheel that never stops. A few years after an infant is born, they begin school. School is typically 5 days a week, 7 hours a week for 14 years from pre-K until 12th grade. Once school is over, adults can choose to either go to college for 4 more years or to go straight to work. And once an adult gets a job, they work constantly until retirement. Life is a carousel and never stops spinning. The one thing that has ever stopped that carousel was the coronavirus, in a beautiful way. Never again are we ever going to have 6 months to play board games with our families, to go on walks, and to binge watch movies. Never again will we have a break to sit back, listen, and learn. We will never have a chance to simply enjoy the company of our loved ones for weeks. The coronavirus quarantine was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to grow close with those around you and to find your worth in things besides school and work. Once life truly begins again, we will miss the days of making sourdough bread, watching Disney movies, bonding with one another, and not having anything to do. Taking this into consideration, the virus has also helped us as a human race to recognize the extent of things we take for granted. Now we smile a little bit bigger, we hug a little bit tighter, and we laugh a little bit longer. Seeing friends and family is no longer fun, it is euphoric. Being in a classroom is no longer a chore, it is a privilege. We are thankful to be alive. We are thankful for the little things. COVID-19 was an opportunity to educate yourself, sleep, be creative, be together, and not mull over the stressful curveballs that life throws at you. COVID was a break, one of which we will never get again, and in some aspects we were lucky to have it.